What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we are back for some Gran Turismo Sport because I actually got a chance to play Gran Turismo Sport at EGX yesterday. Believe it or not, that was the first time I've actually had a chance to play into Gran Turismo Sport. I didn't go to EGX last year when it was there last year. I didn't go and play the beta. I wasn't unfortunate to get into that, but I finally got my hands on it. I had literally about, like, I want to say 30 minutes with the game, 40 minutes with the game. For considering it's a trade show, that's quite a lot of time. I managed to mess around with the drift mode. I had an M4 around Willow Springs, and I also used a GT 6 around Willow Springs on the drift track, and I managed to have a bit of a go with that. But as well as that, also I did a lot of GT3 racing and a lot of racing on I think it was Brands Hatch is what it's called, Brands Hatch, and I've used it both with a wheel and without a wheel, so I can kind of give my opinions on both. And honestly, after playing the game, I'm only just 100% more excited for Gran Turismo Sport. It's one of those things. I kind of hope it does well on the channel because I will be playing a lot of this game. Like, regardless, I'm going to be playing a lot of this game, and it's so close. It's a bit scary, really. So without further ado, let's go ahead and actually talk about the game itself, and, you know, give you guys a bit of kind of insight, I guess, on what it was like to actually play Gran Turismo Sport. So I'm kind of going to separate this video into certain sections. I'm going to talk about it, how it was with a wheel, without a wheel, and then I'm going to talk about the drift modes and the racing modes, because, again, really exciting, really interesting, and worked really well. It's classic Gran Turismo is the best way of explaining it. So let's go ahead and talk about with using a wheel. Honestly, and I'm not just saying this, I don't think this is just, you know, me getting excited. It's one of the best games I felt with a wheel. Now, obviously, you know, I was sat in racing seats with, like, full-on Thrustmaster wheels and stuff, so it could possibly be that, and maybe that's the reason why. But when I was, you know, messing around with the GT3 car, it felt so direct. It felt like I was aiming it somewhere. It's so hard to explain. I could feel the steering rack be much more direct, and it was just an experience which I haven't had in any of the racing games before. I think the only other game which really come close to this level of, like, force feedback and how the wheel feels, which oddly enough is another Sony exclusive, is Drive Club. Drive Club did it really well. I know Assetto Corsa again is up there, but it's a very hard toss-up between Gran Turismo Sport and Assetto Corsa and Drive Club as well, because Drive Club with the wheel felt so good. I'm not saying realistic, I'm saying good. One of the best games I played with the wheel this year, period. And I can't say that about a lot of games. That is a high accolade to have, and yeah, it was really good. If you have a wheel, definitely try it out. But for most players, as we all know, you're going to be playing with a controller. So how is it with the controller? Well, I think you already know the answer. It's classic Gran Turismo. You don't have to have a wheel to play this game. I was drifting an M4 with my controller. I was doing all right, I guess. But the point is, I was drifting an M4 around Willow Springs, where there's no barriers or no nothing. It's literally just pure racetrack, and it was, again, classic Gran Turismo. You're going to be able to use a controller, no problems. It was one of those things. It was quite, like, jarring to get used to it initially. I know I have played a lot of track races in my past, and I can drift on most of those track races using a controller. But once you get into the swing of things, and once you get used to how it feels, it's one of the most rewarding and redeeming things. Now, unfortunately for me, I didn't get to drift with a wheel. I only had the opportunity to drift with a controller. I don't think I was allowed to do what I was supposed to do. Basically, I kind of, like, left the menus and went and just messed around with loads of different cars, which, again, I don't think I was supposed to do that. But yeah, really cool, really enjoyed it. It felt so natural and so rewarding. Again, just a must purchase if you're on the PS4 platform. The competitive side, you know, that comes with Gran Turismo Sport, I think is unrivaled in most games. I know Project Cars has something similar, and I'm very tempted to pick up that game. I know Forza definitely doesn't have anything on the level that Gran Turismo Sport's gone in, and honestly, I really want to try it on launch and maybe get my hands on the beta before launch, because it's one of those things, from what I've seen, it only looks good. The steps back they've made with the content and with the cars, they've gone into refinement. And, you know, beforehand I was a bit annoyed. You know, that's kind of one of Gran Turismo's USPs, is the fact there is so many cars. But the fact they've taken a step back on that and they've said, you know what, let's go ahead and focus on the game, that for me is like a hugely important thing. It's, again, it's one of those things, quality versus quantity. You can go the Forza route, you know, of putting all these cars in and not having much else to do. But what Gran Turismo have done is they've said, you know what, we've got all these cars, some of them are still PS2 models. Let's take them out and focus on the actual game. And for my initial impressions from EGX, I'm nothing but pleased from what I've played. I think my only kind of gripes with the game is the camera's still a bit shit. You know, it's still very static. I would like to see some movement in the camera now, not on the level that Need for Speed has it. Need for Speed has it where like you're literally having a fit, like it's going, whoa! But you know, like in between kind of like where Forza is and where it is now, I guess. I don't want it to be static, but at the same time, I don't want it just to be like... So yeah, that's kind of like my major complaint is the camera. Not much changed with the camera, to be honest, and that's something which I thought they would have changed by now, because again, it was just static. It was really annoying. I get why they've done it, because you know it's a simulator and stuff, but at the same time, give me an option to have an action camera if I want to. That's my only gripe with the game so far, is the camera. Then again, like I've said, I've only played 30 minutes of this game. I've not played a lot. I've not played like hours. I've not played the beta. I played 30 minutes, and these are my initial impressions after the 30 minutes I've played. So again, things are possible to change when launch comes out. This is a demo build that I played. Supposedly it was a very old demo build as well, so things can improve, things can get better, you know, things can get worse possibly. But I just want to let you guys know what I thought initially of Gran Turismo Sport, because again, nothing but excitement for that game. I'm definitely going to pick it up on day one, because it is just a day one purchase. Anyway, with that being said, that's it for today's video. What do you guys think of Gran Turismo Sport? Let me go ahead and let me know down in the comment section down below. But that's been it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to go ahead and hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have an awesome, stay safe, and peace.